Coach, at the end of the fourth quarter, obviously Angel and Nas had an opportunity to hit potential game-winning baskets. When Angel missed, obviously Ryan and Alicia were kind of there to console her. What was your message to Angel after she missed that shot?
I mean, we didn't run there was supposed to be one screen in there, and we kind of forgot the screen. But then Ryan, took the shot, and we told those two to, really crash the boards and give us a...
Picture this. A locker room door practically ripped off its hinges from the force of a single kick. Picture a room full of pro basketball players frozen solid, too scared to even breathe, while their head coach completely loses it. This wasn't a fine. This wasn't a warning. This was a coach standing toe-to-toe with his so-called franchise player, ripping her legacy apart piece by piece, and telling her she's done, finished, out of the league for good. What went down behind closed doors wasn't some normal post-game blow-up. This was a career getting buried on the spot. It all started with the worst layup you'll ever see missed at this level. Angel Reese blew a wide-open bucket, the kind you make in your sleep, and karma came knocking fast. Her coach didn't sugarcoat a single word. He told her flat out, she's the reason the ratings are tanking. He called her out for her ego, and then he dropped a verdict that sent shockwaves through every corner of the basketball world. Here's the part that makes it even crazier. While Angel Reese was watching her career collapse in real time, her biggest rival was doing the exact opposite. Caitlin Clark was out there playing the cleanest, most complete game of her entire career. Want the locker room details nobody else is telling you? Hit subscribe now. Smash that like button and get ready, because we're taking you straight into the most jaw-dropping coaching meltdown basketball has ever seen. To really understand how bad this locker room disaster was, you've got to see what happened on the court first. This game was supposed to be the main event. Networks have been building it up for weeks. Millions of fans tuned in expecting a legendary showdown. What they got instead was a total blowout, and nobody saw it coming.
Easy she can get to the rim. They're just not prepared for it. She does it pretty effortlessly, and she finishes at a high clip as well. I've said it. I've been beating the drum. Caitlin Clark this season has showed that she is an elite 3-level scorer. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, before we get to the highlights, let's take a look at the box score. 95-91. Indiana Fever went into halftime down 4. Third quarter picks up a little bit. The fourth quarter, the Atlanta Dream, I don't want to use the word choke, but they choked bad. They choked bad. Alicia Gray won on an absolute rampage in the third quarter. But the Atlanta Dream scored only 9 points. And usually we're the team that only scores single digits in a quarter. Watching the Atlanta Dream crumble in the fourth quarter reminded me of a couple of those playoff games last year, where as soon as they got a little bit of pressure, as soon as things got close, as soon as things got tight, as soon as they didn't feel...
On the other side of the court, Caitlin Clark was on a completely different planet. This wasn't just a good game. This was a full-blown clinic. She was pulling up from way beyond the arc, nailing threes from spots most players wouldn't even attempt. Her passes were splitting defenders before they even knew what hit them. Every single bucket sent the crowd into a frenzy. She looked calm. She looked confident. She looked like a pro dismantling a pickup game. Clark was putting up numbers that screamed MVP, and the fans were eating up every second of it. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was falling apart in real time. Right from the tip-off, nothing was clicking. She was chucking up bad shots, arguing with refs after every call, and getting overpowered under the basket. You could feel the frustration building. The fans saw it, the announcer saw it, and her own coaching staff was watching every second of it unfold. Then, out of nowhere, she got one last shot at redemption. With seconds left on the clock and the game hanging in the balance, a loose ball landed right in her hands. She was standing right under the rim. Nobody was guarding her. Clark wasn't even close to that side of the floor. All she had to do was lay it in soft and easy. A shot a kid could make blindfolded. She jumped, she shot it, and she missed it completely. The ball clanged off the rim and bounced away just as the buzzer sounded. She didn't just lose the game. She blew it in front of one of the biggest TV audiences of the season. For a split second, the arena went silent. Then came the laughter, loud, brutal, and impossible to ignore. Every camera in the building swung straight to Caitlin Clark, who walked off with a grin, having just claimed the win in her spot as the top player in the league. But the real chaos that hadn't even started yet.
Then she's able to finish some of them, and then Atlanta goes on a run. The person I want to give credit for is while Atlanta was struggling, Alicia Gray was holding it.
That is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. They're rambling on about Angel Reese because they agreed late last week. Hey, this whole weekend's about Angel Reese. We got this story we're going to put out on ESPN.com championing her as the greatest rebounder since Dennis Rodman. And then they tell the three stooges of the WNBA, hey, look, we don't care what goes on during the game. We have agreed this weekend we're celebrating Angel Reese come hell or high water. We don't care what Kelsey Mitchell does. We don't care what Caitlin Clark does. We don't care what Alicia Gray does or Ryan Howard or anybody. This is about Angel Reese. We're celebrating her. This was all staged. And then you look up at that graphic and it says 3 of 10, while the mouths are saying catalyst. That is not analysis. That is a protection racket. When the player says she's playing like SHIT and the network says superstar, somebody's lying. And it isn't the shooting percentage. Late regulation, game's tied. Howard misses the go-ahead 3. Reese is already there. Board, body, rim, right in front of her. Game on her fingertip, daylight. She missed it again. Watch. Oh, we've already seen it. Yeah. Watch. Not the cartoon whiff from the first quarter. Different sin. This one carried the win in its pocket. She tried to clean it up, lost the next fight. Horn, overtime, Fever closed at 95-91, and Angel's line.
He didn't even let her finish. Save it. He snapped, cutting her off cold. I don't want excuses. I want results, and you gave us none tonight. That single line landed like a knockout punch. Sharp final, and impossible to walk back. The room stayed frozen. Nobody dared to look up. Players who had been through tough losses before said they'd never seen their coach this far gone. This wasn't anger anymore. This was a man done making excuses for a star player. And then came the words that turned this from a bad night into a full-blown crisis. You're done here, he reportedly said, staring her dead in the eyes. I'm done covering for you. I'm done explaining you to the front office. I'm done watching you throw away everything this team built. Just like that, the room understood. This wasn't a rant that would blow over by morning. This was a coach drawing a hard line. One that could end a career that had barely started to take off.
Remember that. We remember that. And guess what? Angel Reese couldn't even make a damn layup to win the game. And I'm telling you right now, this is hella funny. Oh my God, this is super funny. This is more funnier than the video of the guy pretending to be Angel Reese. I mean, she literally hit the floor, put her hands over her head. Sorry, guys. Hit the floor, put her hands over her head like, oh my God, I messed up. Yeah, you messed up real bad, Angel. Real bad. But let's pull up the meme right now and let me show y'all this. So DraftKings was the one who reposted this. They said Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese, bruh, after the Angel Reese missed layup to win by a buzzer beater. The rivalry is definitely still alive, bruh. And I'm here to tell you, this is the face of defeat. I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is defeated. And one thing I always tell you guys, y'all should know this. The internet will give it, and the internet will damn sure take it away. I ever heard the saying, at this moment, you knew you messed up? This is the look Angel Reese had on her face. At this exact moment, she knew she's gonna be the laughing stock of the basketball world for the next 48 hours. That's exactly what happened. And it was so bad, Angel Reese did not speak to reporters after the damn game.
Let's take me through that fourth and overtime. They outscored 31-19. What changed in that at the end of the game?
Wait, can you repeat that?
At the end of the game, they outscored you 31-19 in the fourth and overtime. What was the difference in the game, you believe, at that point?
I feel like we fought hard. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we just came up short tonight.
This question is for either of you all. When you face a team like this, obviously 4 times, you could potentially see them again in the playoffs. I guess what would you say you can kind of take away from a loss like this?
That we're right there. And I know tonight didn't go the way that we wanted to, but we had some plays down and we showed some fight. And I think although we didn't get the win, I think there's some promise that we know that we can beat a team like that if we have a full team together, but even with the team we had tonight.
He wasn't finished. Benching her wasn't enough. This was something far bigger, far colder, and far more permanent. Pack your bags right now. Clean out your locker, the coach said, his voice suddenly dropping into a low, ice-cold whisper that was somehow scarier than the shouting. You are done. You will never wear this jersey again. As long as I am the head coach of this team, you are banned from this building completely forever. For a moment, nobody in that room moved. Nobody breathed. The words just hung there, heavy like a verdict. Nobody could appeal. This wasn't a benching. This wasn't a suspension. This was a coach standing in front of his entire roster and firing his own star player on the spot. Live in real time with zero hesitation. And he made sure everyone understood this decision was final. Not let's see how the next few games go. Not she'll be back after a cooling off period. Done. Over. Erased. He looked at the rest of the team and confirmed it out loud. Angel Reese was finished with this franchise. Effective immediately. For years, people had whispered that her ego was writing checks her game couldn't cash. Tonight, in front of a sold-out arena and millions of viewers at home, that bill finally came due, and there was no bailout coming this time. Word of what happened in that locker room didn't stay contained for long. Within hours, it was leaking out, spreading through group chats, sports shows, and every corner of social media. And once it hit the public, the entire basketball world felt the shockwaves. This wasn't just one bad game anymore. This was a full-blown collapse playing out in real time for everyone to see. On one side of the story, you have Caitlin Clark. She didn't need to throw a single insult. She didn't need to say one word about her rival. She simply went out and played the most complete, most dominant game of her career and let the scoreboard, the highlight reels, and the standing ovation do the talking for her. While her rival was melting down in a locker room a few hundred feet away, Clark was walking off the court smiling, cementing her place as the face of the league. On the other side, you have Angel Reese. No team, no jersey, no locker. Publicly cut loose by her own coach in front of her own teammates after missing a shot that most players make with their eyes closed. And now that moment, that one horrific wide-open miss, is going to follow her name everywhere. It's the kind of moment that gets replayed, dissected, and never forgotten. Think about how different these two paths are. One player stayed locked in, stayed focused, and let her game do the talking. The other got caught up in ego, in drama, in everything except the one thing that actually matters on a basketball court, performing when it counts. And tonight, the sport handed down its verdict in the harshest way possible. So now it's your turn to weigh in. Was the coach right to end things this brutally, banning her from the building for good? Or did he cross the line by humiliating her in front of the entire team instead of handling it privately? And with her biggest rival now completely out of the picture, what does this mean for Caitlin Clark's future? Is there anyone left in this league who can actually challenge her? Drop your honest take in the comments below because this story is far from over and the reaction online has already been massive. Some people are saying the coach did exactly what needed to happen. Others are saying this was way too public, way too harsh, and completely unnecessary. Where do you stand? Before you go anywhere, let's just sit with this for one more second, because what we witnessed tonight is not something the basketball world is going to forget anytime soon. This wasn't a normal loss. This wasn't a normal locker room speech. This was a full career potentially unraveling in real time in front of a national audience. And there's no version of this story where things just quietly go back to normal tomorrow morning. If this story actually pulled you in, do not scroll away just yet because there is so much more to unpack here. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the next chapter of the saga because trust me, this is not the last we've heard from either of these two. Stories like this never end after one night. There will be press conferences. There will be statements. There will be teammates speaking out. insiders leaking more details, and maybe even a response from Angel Reese herself trying to explain her side of what happened. You are going to want to be there for all of it. Tap the like button if you think Caitlin Clark just proved once and for all exactly who the best player in this league really is, because let's be honest, she didn't need to throw a single word at her rival tonight. She let her game speak, and it spoke louder than any trash talk ever could. And turn on notifications, because when the next update on this story breaks, and it will break fast, you are going to want to be the very first person to know, not the last one finding out from someone else's comment section. At the end of the day, this is a story about two completely different paths. One player chose discipline, chose focus, chose to let her performance do all the talking night after night. No excuses, no drama. The other player chose ego, chose distractions, chose everything except the one thing that actually matters when the lights are on and the clock is running out. And tonight, on the biggest stage possible, basketball delivered its verdict on both of those paths brutally and publicly for the entire world to see. So stay tuned, because the fallout from this locker room explosion is only just getting started. There are more layers to this story that haven't even come out yet. More reactions still coming in, and more consequences still unfolding behind the scenes. You will not want to miss what comes next. So, make sure you are subscribed, notifications on, and ready, because this saga is far from finished, and the next chapter might be even bigger than tonight.